lemons. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
The Esports Broadcasting Network proudly presents Championship Stock Car Racing from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Welcome to the Ghost Cup Series. George Paso up in the booth with you tonight. Joined with me by my partner in crime, the man, the myth, the living legend himself, Mr. Tanner Nowell. And Tanner, I'm excited about this one. How about you?
You ain't kidding. I'm right there with you. All I can feel around me right now in this virtual booth is absolute hype. And I cannot wait to watch these stock cars go above 100 mile an hour in a half-mile track.
Absolutely. And Bristol always leads to some pretty decent racing, as looks like we are going to be racing under the lights here tonight. And let's take a quick look at our current weather conditions. As I believe that's not it. Bear with me, folks. That's what I wanted. We're going to bring that up. Currently looking 80-degree ambient air temperature. 79 degree ambient air temperature, 80 degree track temperature. Partly cloudy skies, only a 2-mile-an-hour wind, 57% relative humidity. That means these guys are going to be making gobs of horsepower here tonight at the last great Coliseum, as we are going to, if I can figure out how to do it here, we are going to and that's not working. Of course it's not working. Why would it? So we are going to take a quick look at our qualifying efforts here. There we go. That's what we were looking for. We're going to bring up our grid now, as, bear with me, folks, new on the cams tonight, so I do apologize if anything looks borked. Starting up on the pole is going to be Jeff Victory. He's going to be joined in row number 1 with Dylan McDonald. Kyle Gertner and Ray Whitehead going to roll off in row 2. Christopher Tate and Brock Whitehead rolling off in row 3. Wally Babb and Chris Wheeler are going to make up row number 4. Row 5 is going to see Chris Hubka and Jonathan Leach.
Row 6, we have Kyle Spees and Zach Woods.
Come on.
Row 7, we have Nick Biddy and Christian Roos. Row 8, we have Joseph DeVade and Daniel Miglin. Row 9, we have David Modespo and Mike Sovnowski. Sorry for butchering that right there.
Don't worry, I would have done the same thing.
Yes, sir. Row 10, we have Robert Lorenz and Greg Wood Jr.
And considering that I cannot get the thing to move forward, I do apologize for this. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Row 11 is going to go to Wes Fuller and Bryce Cobbler. Mark Gonzalez and Charles Whitehead rolling off in row 12. Row 13 is, sure it is. Row 13 is going to give us Kevin Ghibli Jr. and Nick Panico. I do apologize, Nick. I'm going to butcher that all night long, I promise you. Alfred Denny and Ron Gertner are going to roll off in row number 14. Row 15 goes to Vernon Reese and Mike Corvo. And that looks like it's going to do it for the grid here tonight. So 30 cars scheduled to roll off as they are forming up behind the Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing. And Tanner, you and I were talking before we went on the air. These guys are running the high horsepower package in this car, and we could see some carnage on the initial start on cold tires.
That is correct, but I think these drivers will have it under control, hopefully, here is they're going to have a handful all night. Cold, warm, hot tires, it won't matter. These cars are an absolute handful. Going to take a lot of skill here to hold them straight and get it to the start-finish line after 250 laps.
Absolutely. You said they got four total sets of tires to get it done with. So there's the set that they qualified on and then 3 sets in their pocket. 75% fuel fill and 1 fast repair to get it done here tonight. Pit road is 1 contiguous pit road, so pit entry is going to be off of 2 where they're just passing now. Pit exit is going to be off of turn 1, so expect some stuff to pop off when that happens. As the field works its way around, the pace car getting ready to haul it on off. Vickery has the button. The only thing that's left to do is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point harness. Grandpa, pop a Viagra pill because it's time to get it on at the last great Coliseum. Race fans, it's showtime!
Out of turn 2, we have Jeffrey Vickery, our leader, getting off to a 3-car length head start over Dylan McDonald and Kyle Gartner. That is rounding out your top 3. We got a side-by-side battle out of turn 4 into turn 1. The 38 took control.
Absolutely. These guys are picking them up and laying them down right now. One of the closest battles on track is happening well behind these guys as the 54 gets into the wall. That was Chris Tate, and you can see he's completely cheese-grated the right side of that grit Chevy Camaro. A lot of slugfest going on back towards the end of the top 10 right now as we've got a real 3-car tango going on between the 6 of Wheeler, Wally Babb, and Kyle Spees.
That is correct. That 36 machine of Speeds is on the inside of the 99 of Babb, and boy, can I tell you, they are both loose off of every exit. This is going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. They're just finally starting to get some heat into those tires, as it looks like Babb may have gotten into the wall coming off of 4. Just a little bit of a wow in that right rear quarter panel. As Babb giving Spees all he can handle right now. Right in front of him, though, Wheeler taking it to Whitehead. Whitehead, though, using that second lane to his advantage as our leader, Jeff Vickery, has started to walk out a lead. We've got some battles forming a little bit deeper in the field. And this is battle for 12th right now between Chief Cook and Bottle Washer here at the Esports Broadcasting Network. That is our compatriot there, Mr. Jonathan Leach, driving the ESBN Chevy Camaro, as he was just wrestling that spot away from Dan Miglin as Miglin was driving his head off. We got some battling going on in front of him, too.
Yes, you mentioned Mr. Leach right there. In the chat previously before the race, he said 2 gents filling in for Angel in the booth. We love you, John. We'll let you race there on track. Let us handle this up in the booth. And we have Ellen Fuller in the chat as well. Good luck, Titletown Racing Boys, from Mama Fuller.
There you
go.
go.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, put down your drivers.
Leach just got real sideways coming off of 2. He's going to drop back from this battle in front of him between Hubka, Miglin, and Biddy.
And it's going to be a lot of give and take here tonight as well.
We've got a battle starting to form up for second right now between the 38 of McDonald and Chris Tate in the 54. Tate with a head of steam. McDonald using that second lane, though, to really defend quite well.
Yeah, after 13 laps here, we're starting to see a lot of these drivers file in and go single file, but one thing we're not seeing change is how loose and sideways they are off the corners, but they're doing a heck of a job here to save it, as McDonald is maintaining his second position, but quickly under fire by Christopher Tate here out of 2.
Well, let's see if we can show these people just how sideways these cars are getting off the corners. Should be able to see it quite well here. And it's like Tate's falling back into the clutches of Gardner now. So what was a 2-car dance is now turning into a 3-car dance up towards the front of this piece. As you can see, our leader, Jeff Vickery, already into lap traffic.
Yeah, up top he goes, or excuse me, underside he goes, as up top is the lap car, the 28 machine of Charles Whitehead. As I hear a little bit of crashing here on the other side of the track, not sure what's going on there, Tony.
That looks like the 35 of Pinciano going for a ride. Let's see if we can find that here. Come on. A little beating and banging going on there. Let's back that up just a little bit more here. There's Pacquiao coming off of 4, gets into the wall. Ooh!
Gets into the 24 machine of Mark Gonzalez there into turn 1.
Gonzalez and the Aflac Chevy have absolutely nowhere to go at that one. And that's going to drop Pacquiao way down the standings here, as we are now going to go back live. And we are going to check in on the battle for 10th between Hubka, Miglin, and Babb. As that is Babb, the last car in line. Robert Lorenz able to get by both of those guys.
Yeah, he is our hardest charger so far, up 10 positions from where he started back in 19th. He was not able to post a qualifying lap after hitting the wall, but he did post in chat that he had one of the fastest times without touching the wall, if he did not touch the wall in turn 4 in his qualifying lap. But as you iRacers know, if you get an X there, oh, excuse all of that, we have a caution.
That was
Charles Whitehead?
Panico.
Oh, that was Panica.
Let's keep an eye on the 34 here. Just massively chromed horned there by the 38. That was our second place driver, Dylan McDonald. McDonald not happy. Oh! They're still getting into it. Let's watch that one again.
Yeah, really nowhere for him to go once he was stopped on track. Is this is a very small track, so very small window for him to go through without hitting another car. So he just locked it up there in the middle of the track.
He was trying to get out of the way, and then trying to get back under power. Just ooh, and here it comes. Yep, the 99 just too much rear brake as more cars getting into the wall around him. Oh! The one of Dave Modespa just annihilates the 55. Holy cow. And what the heck happened to Zach Woods? And they're still crashing. Okay. What happened to Dave Miglin? Because this just happened. Okay. There's Dave.
SDK counts it as a crash if they do come to almost a complete stop. So
Okay.
that's what it is.
That's what it is. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I'm seeing all these red things appearing on my screen going, why are they crashing under caution? So this man right now, currently leading this piece, that's Jeff Victory out of Pembroke, Massachusetts. Threat Level Motorsports in control of this one from stem to stern so far. And I didn't see anybody that wasn't involved in that accident take it down pit road that time, as everybody there did get a piece of it. Dylan McDonald, though, looks like he's going to have to go to the tail end of the longest line, being charged with causing that one. And if you could check on this for me, it looks like John Leach and Mike Corvo are both not on track right now. Greg Woods and Christian Ruse both electing to not start.
Checking right this second.
As the lights go out on the pace car, the 21 of Vickery going to have the button here. Chris Tate going to be starting to his outside, so Tate able to make some headway after all that carnage was going on. The 38 going back in the field a little bit as the field works its way out of, I believe that is turn 4. Pace car is in. Vickery holds him down, gets into the restart zone. Green flag is out, and we are back underway here at Bristol, working lap 31 of 150. And what a run out of Tate on the high side.
I was just about to say, that momentum train is a rolling here on the high side. Christopher Tate able to take the lead. Vickery falls right in behind, and Brock Whitehead up 3 positions is right in third.
Absolutely, as there's a hot and heavy battle behind him. That is Gartner in the 49 on the low side, working with the the 6 of Chris Wheeler. Wheeler on the high side, almost getting into the wall there. Now has to worry about Spees in the 36 getting to his inside. But Gardner had gotten the clear on that one, and Tate starting to leg it out already, half a second to the good over the man that led the first handful of laps in this piece. That is Jeff Vickery. I'm going to look a little deeper in the field here. This is your battle for 15th between Lorenz and Ghibli. That's Lorenz on the low side, Ghibli on the high side. Lorenz already starting to make some headway after getting sent towards the back after that caution.
Yeah, already up a few positions here. And one thing I'm noticing is no one is scared to send it in side by side here. Only 36 laps out of 250.
Well, that's the thing. You kind of can't be scared here at Bristol, because if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. As we've got a battle for 11th going on between Gonzalez and Woods. Gonzalez getting the spot away after getting involved in an early one there. As we continue to work laps here at Bristol, Wes Fuller and Dan Miglin going hammer and tongs as they come out to turn number 4 side by side. They got to worry about Gonzalez reeling them in from behind as well, as there goes Miglin to the 9th spot. Fuller drops back to 10th as these guys are trying to make their way forward, as Wheeler and Spees go side by side now, right in front of them for 6th.
Yeah, that is correct. That 36 machine there, able to edge out the 6 of Wheeler's. Hupka's going to take advantage, as well as the 4 of Miglin going to try and take advantage of the number 6 on that bottom side. Looks like high side is the favorite right this moment.
Absolutely. Wheeler, unfortunately, normally we see somebody get freight trained on the inside. These guys are getting freight trained by the outside lane now. Looks like a little bit of contact between the 35 of Fuller getting into Wheeler just a little bit, coming off of 4 that time.
As we've got a battle for the lead, actually. Vickery just took the lead there side by side, coming out of turn 4 into turn 1. Tate had the advantage at the start-finish line that time by.
And that second lane is going to pay dividends the longer this run goes, as you're not using up as much tire on that second lane. This time, though, Vickery might have him. Yes, he does. Give that lap to Vickery as Tate still tries to battle back on that high side. But Tate's pinning him up against that wall, not giving him any drive into the corner. And just like that, Vickery back to the point and clean air. And we're under caution.
Yeah, we are under caution. Vernon Reese just wrecked in that double zero machine. A lot of front end damage there in pit road. Let's see exactly what happened, Tony.
Well, let's take a look here. Just a hockey hip check from the 99 sends him into the inside safer barrier. And he immediately tows quickly to make sure nobody else can collect him. So good heads-up drive in there. Let's take a look at. The
initial contact actually like net code there, Tony, and like you said, very courteous move of him to tow exactly whenever he stopped.
We are going to have a look at this from the chopper, and I don't know if that was net code or not. Let's go on board. Let's see what Alfred Denny saw here, as we are going to get one of the high-speed drones behind Denny, and then take a look at that crash. Let me get back on board with Denny. High-speed drone behind Denny. And, yeah, that I could have put my wheelchair between those two, and that was pure netcode in its finest. And, yes, that is sarcasm, folks.
Only one way to fix that right there, through netcode, and we know that's way beyond us, so netcode's just going to have to deal with, or we're going to have to deal with netcode, that is. As an iRacing driver here, y'all know the struggle of netcode.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But if you are playing the at-home drinking game tonight, this is caution number 3, and if you're not familiar with the at-home drinking game, every time the caution flag flies, take a shot. And if you want to play the pro version of the game, which Tanner said that he'd be up for trying that sometime. Every time a caution comes out, whatever number caution that is, you take that many shots at that time. So being as this is the third caution, you're on your 6th drink already. If you don't die of alcohol poisoning by the end of the race, you win.
Roll Tide. As we have
War Eagle, buddy.
Oh, no! Top 3 really hasn't changed since that last green flag, or that last yellow flag was waved off by the green flag. Vickery, Tate, Whitehead, and Gartner are your top 5 here. And Tony, I want to take 1 second here and just admire how good some of these paint schemes look. If we have one more lap under caution, can we take a look at some of them?
Absolutely. As we are going to actually, come on, work with me here. There we go. There is our leader, Jeff Vickery. And the lights are going out, so we're going to have to make this one quick. There's Tate's Grit, number 54. And something different, Vickery learning his lesson from the last time, electing to take the outside starting spot.
That is correct. He saw the momentum Tate had off of that last restart, so we're going to see if he can capitalize after learning from his previous mistake of that bottom side.
Absolutely. As the field worked its way into the 3-4 complex, Tanner, why don't you get us going this time?
Alrighty, that pace car is going to dip down here as soon as right now. As Tate on the inside, Vickery on the outside. Green flag is in the air. There goes Vickery on the outside into turn 1. He has about a half car length advantage into turn 1.
Absolutely is. Woof. Tate threw it in there pretty hard as Russell's that spot away from victory. And I think that's what we're going to have to see here tonight to make passes really happen, is something we see a lot on the dirt side of things, where we call it the slider line, as Trey Whitehead now makes some headway on the inside there. It's where you kind of just send it going into one and just try to slide job coming out of the corner. And that's really what we're going to need to see here tonight, as Vickery battles back, is not able to get the move, checks up, and that's going to drop him back into the clutches of the 36 of Spears. As we've got a battle for the lead getting hot and heavy now. That's Whitehead trying to make some headway on that inside, the Texas native, and that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, he slammed the door on Tate. Tate had to check up there. Into turn one, he lost all of his momentum as we're in turn three here. They're both on the high side, and down low goes Vickery inside of Tate.
Vickery wants that spot back, as he's going to need to get into the clean air to chase down Whitehead if either one of them are going to have a shot at him. As you can see, the lights are on here at Bristol. Tate and Whitehead just slugging it out for second right now. Side by side down the back straightaway they go. Tate with a little bit of advantage on that higher lane. Vickery's going to have to do what he did to get the lead back from Tate earlier, and that's just pinch him up and not let him get a good drive into the corner. As now they're falling back into Brock Whitehead's clutches.
Yeah, it's a Whitehead sandwich here. Vickery and Tate right in the middle of it. As Brock Whitehead, that is, in fourth place, looking to pounce here. As Tony, you want to throw up that relative real fast? Trey Whitehead is 2 seconds ahead of our field here.
Yeah, absolutely, and I do apologize. I clicked the wrong button there.
You're all good, buddy. We're right here with you.
And
caution is out. Joseph
again.
Divide is out here. Carnage behind.
Oh! That started with Wes Fuller, it looked like. Just comes off the wall, puts Divide into the wall. Back up the track he goes. 60, absolutely nowhere to go. Just blast.
Yeah, as we've already saw, if you get into that wall and there's somebody to the inside of you, you're on the outside, there's hardly anywhere for them to go, and you're going to get shot out like a cannon from the outside line. So, just a tragedy there.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are going back live now, and you can see all the damage on the 35. Just not having a good time with it right now.
Yeah, no, we're checking our YouTube chat here. Miss Sue says, let's keep rolling, grandson. Number 36, Kyle Spees. So Mr. Spees has his grandmother in the chat.
Thank you for joining us, ma'am. We're happy to have you here. And you were talking about beautiful paint schemes. Check out that one on that Chevy Camaro. Commemorating the Tuskegee Airmen. And if you don't know about the Tuskegee Airmen, you need to read your history books, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most important fighter escort groups of World War II.
Yeah, beautiful paint scheme there. I really like that chrome and red combination. I'm a red guy myself, but I actually hear a little bit of crashing in the background. Once again, under caution.
Gartner?
I don't really know where it came from.
Well, let's find out if it was Gartner. Because that's the only thing that showed up red on my screen. No? No? No idea what it was. As we currently have 21 cars left on the lead lap. This man, Trey Whitehead, currently leading the way. It's going to be interesting to see which lane he's going to choose when we get to go back to green. Chris Tate up into second again, as field's starting to check up just a little bit here. Okay.
Yeah, this should be the last lap before we go green here. Yes, pace car lights are out. He's going to take the top side just like the previous two leaders here. And Tate going to fall to the inside. We have Vickery in third, Whitehead in fourth up top, Gardner in fifth. That is your top five, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I can't say I blame Trey Whitehead for going up to that top side because he's able to pick Brock up on that second lane. So, you know, two Whiteheads trying to get to the front of this piece and race it out between them. As the field works its way into the 3-4 complex, pace car getting ready to duck on off. We are getting ready to turn them back loose here. Working lap 64 of 250 here at the Last Great Coliseum, the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Green flag.
And a little bit of tire spin out of Trey Whitehead that time. Brock gets into his back bumper. That's going to let Tate get to the inside, and he's going to pinch him up against the wall. Doesn't have the clear. Whitehead now has to battle back tough on that high lane.
Yeah, and there goes Trey and Brock, both to the outside of Christopher Tate. Tate falling victim to that high side. Vickery right behind. Excuse me. We have Brock taking that second place advantage here. We got the 33 and 31 out front.
Very much so, as behind them, that is the 25 of Bryce Cobbler making some headway, as he is now working on the 4 of Dave Miglin, as in front of him, that is the 6. What? 36, sorry. I can English, really, I can, folks, I promise. 49 at Gertner, trying to get it working on the high side as he works on the outside of Cobbler right now. And it seems like that low lane, you really have to be aggressive to make anything happen here tonight, Tanner.
Yeah, the only way I'm seeing that low lane work is how Vickery just sent it in there. You're going to have to be extra aggressive on that entrance. He clears into turn 1. What a drive from Vickery right there, as he is getting under attack by the 25 of Bryce Cobbler. And we have a one-by-one train out front. Whitehead are approximately 2 seconds ahead of the whole pack, as we've got side-by-side racing here back for around 3rd to, I'd say, 10th places under a blanket.
Very much so, as, you know, it's usually very difficult as the 6 of Wheeler gets into the back of Cobbler going through 3. That just moved him up the track and just made him faster. As Wheeler and Cobbler side by side still, as now Wheeler making some moves now on the 54 of, or on the 21 of Vickery, and he's going to get Tate too, as Tate almost gets into the wall in 2.
Yeah, he had to check up majorly there. The 6 is going to take advantage. Wheeler all the way up to 3rd position. He is really scooting right here. Lawrence is somebody we have not seen up front. We've got 3 people tied for hardest charger, up 15 positions from where they first started. That's the 34 of Lawrence, the 25 of Cobbler back in 7th, and the number 2 of Denny just lost a position there back in 13th. He is now in 2nd place with 14 game positions. If we have action up front,
Absolutely, as these guys have still not given it up. They were almost 3 wide there for a second. And we are back under caution.
that is actually our stage caution that we forgot to mention at the beginning of the race. Top 10 right there get points at the conclusion of lap 75. So your stage winner is Trey Whitehead, 2nd place Brock Whitehead, 3rd Chris Wheeler, 4th Robert Lawrence, 5th Christopher Tate. Finishing on out, Tony.
Vickery, Cobbler, Gertner, McDonald, and Miglin all getting points for that stage. But all-important stage victory is the points battle, something we didn't mention before the race. Really, it's kind of tight right now from what I saw.
Yeah, and just a little idea here, Tony. Once Trey pits, I'm gonna pull him up here and let us have a talk with him about how important stage racing is.
It sounds like a grand idea.
Alrighty, I'll check in with him. Be right back.
As we are going to see some wholesale pit stops here. Chris Wheeler in the 6, electing to stay out, hoping to get a lap led there. As the vast majority of the field takes it down pit road. And unfortunately, Wheeler not going to get credited with this lap, so he's going to have to stay out one more time. Lorenz, Charles Whitehead, Mark Gonzalez, and Mike Sabanovsky. And Mike, I do apologize if I'm butchering that, but Joseph Divide all staying out. So top 6, Whitehead winning. Trey Whitehead winning the battle off pit road over Brock, Jeff Vickery, and Ron Gertner, rounding out your top 20 when we get ready to go back to green.
And here comes Trey really, really fast. Take it away, Tony.
Trey, we saw you have a great run there in that middle of that stage. Talk us through just how important these stage points are.
Yeah, it's very important. Starting off the season, I won the first 2 stages in the Daytona 500, and even though I finished second, I had the points lead by over 20-something points. So, yeah, stage points are definitely a big way to make up point deficits, and hopefully this is a good start to this race, and we can go and win another one. So.
Absolutely. Now, Tanner and I are new to the league, so can you talk us through the relationship between yourself, Charles, and Brock?
Yeah, so my Charles is my dad, Brock's my brother. We've been on iRacing. Well, I've been on iRacing since 2020. I kind of got I used my COVID bucks on my PC, and that's kind of how I got introduced.
I think a lot of people did that.
Yeah, it was real, and I got a really good deal. It was only $600 for a decent PC. So,
nice.
But they joined iRacing 2020 or 2021, the beginning of 2021, and we've been racing together ever since they got on. So, just glad to be able to race with them, and the racing relationship is obviously growing every time we race. So,
well, we're gonna let you get back to it. Best of luck to you in stage 2.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Tanner, if you could move him back to where you got him from.
There you go.
Lights are out on the pace car. Chris Wheeler in the 6. That throwback to the Gulf oil paint schemes from the 70s. Getting ready to turn it back loose. Pace car is in. Wheeler has the button. Waits till he can get it pointed straight. Green flag is in the air. And we are back underway here at Bristol. And it looks like the inside lane stacked up a little bit. Charles Whitehead not going. Now he's going, though.
A really late start right there by Wheeler, but the fresh tires of Whitehead here by almost 20 lap fresher tires. Going to take that inside line under Vickery here. And now he's taking over that, he's under fire by the 24 of Mark Gonzalez.
And the 34 of Lorenz. Oh! There we go. Oh, we were right on that one as it came out.
Yes, we have an absolute parking lot. The whole front stretch is closed here, as we can get a look at that really, really fast. They are still wrecking under caution.
Good grief. Ouch. So there's that one. And we are going to come back here to... Come on. We're going to stay with the 1 when we get a chance to do it. There we go. And there they are, just wadding them up in front of them. Oi.
We saw him wheel hop there, trying to slow down, locking him up. He was able to avoid major contact, had just a little bit of minor rubbing, as we see Charles Whitehead was still wrecking all the way back down in turn 1. So it went all the way from turn 4 to turn 1. absolute parking lot. Speed, the 4 machine of Miglen. We got the 24 of Gonzalez,
And
the
31.
99.
Good grief. About half the field going to have to burn its fast repair here now, as we are currently working caution number 5. And this man, Chris Wheeler, waiting for the pace car, is going to lead us back. We are going to take this moment to step away and take a quick break. You are watching the Esports Broadcasting Network presenting the Ghost 200. Back after this. Out on the pace car, as Chris Wheeler gonna have control of this one. Tanner, why don't you get us going this time?
Alrighty, we have a new face to the front row here. Wheeler and Lorenz both up to the very front row for the first time tonight, followed by Gonzalez and Whitehead in the 3rd and 4th position. As we come into turns 3 and 4, pace car gonna dive down here. The drivers are gonna get set to hit that loud pedal as the green flag is in the air. Wheeler gets a very slow start, almost to the start-finish line. Lorenz to the outside. Got caught sleeping as well because he cannot go before the leader goes. So Wheeler here into turns 3 and 4 has about a car length advantage over Lorenz.
Absolutely. These guys are picking him up and laying him down right now. There's a battle brewing behind him, though. Right around the 24, Mark Gonzalez, as he is under heavy fire from Dylan McDonald on that high lane. And just like that, he's going to get shuffled back. And we've seen this all night long so far. The outside lane is where you really want to be.
That is correct. You're able to keep more momentum here. Brock Whitehead to the top over Gonzalez. Going to join the battle with the 38 of McDonald and the 2 of Denny here, as they are just ahead of him by about 4 to 5 car lengths. Single file, your top 8.
And I'm thinking those older tires not doing Gonzalez any good right now, as everybody in front of him either has fresher tires or has clean air. As we're going to take a look a little bit further back, that's Dave Modespaw in the 1. After getting caught up in that earlier deal, he's going to be hemorrhaging spots here a little bit, as he's already lost to Gertner and Hubka. Gertner on a good drive, though, in the 49.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was sneezing just as I was about to push talk. But, yeah, Gardner here. Gardner here into turn 3. Right in front of him is Daniel Miglen. They've been right mid-pack just about all race. As we have an up-front battle side by side. Wheeler on the outside. Trey Whitehead to the inside. Lorenz out front. Denny in 4th there. Looking to pounce on the opportunity to get the old tires of Willard.
Absolutely. As Willard kind of regretting his decision now to pit on lap 47. Because right now Lorenz and Whitehead just taking it to him. McDonald makes it look just that easy as well in the 38 getting up there. And here come the rest of them as we go back under caution.
Yeah, just the driver we were just on, that number 1 machine, spun around on the front stretch there. Right in front of him is the 39 of Ron Gartner. So looks like another family member of a driver here.
Well, let's find out what happened to the one here. And looks like just too much power, something we saw all during the hot lap session. And just, I think that was Hubka. Or not?
I want to say it's the 39 of Ron Gartner.
Well, let's watch what happened behind him. Yup, the 39, the 36, and the 21. So your pole sitter involved in that one, that's Jeff Vickery. And that's no bueno.
Yeah, exactly. Not a spot you want to be here. Missing the front clip of that number 1 machine. But out front is Robert Lorenz. You see Christopher Tate taking the lucky dog right there, passing the pace car as we're coming up on lap 100 next time by.
Absolutely. The Marine out of Sunset, Texas, got caught up in one of those earlier melees, went a lap down trying to pit farm that car, trying to save his fast repair till a little bit later in the race, as we're still not to the halfway mark here at Bristol tonight for the Ghost Cup Series. Ghost 200, brought to you by our good friends over at come on, why can none of my stuff work? Anyways, so we are still under pacing here as we got Lorenz, Whitehead, McDonald, Wheeler, Brock Whitehead, Alfred Denny, Mark Gonzalez, Bryce Cobbler, Wally Babb, and Zach Woods rounding out your top 10 as we currently sit. Let's take a quick look at the two of Alfred Denny, Blackwater Suds. I'm kind of liking how that one's looking.
Yeah, not only is it clean, but it has a smoking hot paint scheme as well. He's up 21 positions, hardest charger of the night right here in that Blackwater Suds machine.
Absolutely. So, is it possible to pass at Bristol? Yes. Is it difficult to pass at Bristol? Absolutely.
Is it easy to wreck at Bristol, Tony?
Very much so.
Alrighty, we have our 3 yeses of the race right there. Looks like pace car lights are out. Robert Lorenz gonna take the outside. Trey Whitehead inside. Chris Wheeler is on the outside. And right to his inside is the number 38 Mustang of Dylan McDonald. It's our top 5 is 4 Mustangs and 1 Camaro. I just want to point that out right there. Ford power.
Not something we see all the time. I'm just waiting for Mopar to throw their hat back in the ring.
I hear you.
Should you get us going again, Tanner?
Alrighty, we have Lorenz and Whitehead on the outside. Pace car is down. Looks like Lorenz is going to get a excellent jump here. Green flag in the air. Excuse me, that is Whitehead getting a jump into turn 1. Lorenz a little slower than I remember from the last restart, but single file, that top 4 is already, Tony.
Absolutely, and here comes Brock Whitehead trying to make some headway on the low lane as he works alongside of the 6. Now, mind you, you're talking about a 30-lap difference in the tires. Give the nod to Whitehead as far as the advantage goes. He's a little bit squirrely coming off a 2. That's going to give some ground back to the 6 and let him fall back into the clutches of this man, Alfred Denny, in the deuce, working the high lane right now, and they're going to have to get this one sorted out pretty quick because Mark Gonzalez and Bryce Cobbler right there within striking distance.
That is correct, and not only if they let the ones behind them catch them, they're letting the 4 single-file train ahead get away from them. That's not what you want to do. You want to keep that lead pack as close as possible here, especially at Bristol, as Whitehead and Lorenz are absolutely dominating right here on this run.
Yeah, absolutely is. They've got about a car length and a half lead over Dylan McDonald. McDonald trying a little bit different line, coming off a 2, try to reel in that one back in. And the other one that's on the move right now is the 4 of Miglin. He is on the low side there, working the high lane on Gonzalez in the 24. That very damaged Aflac machine. as he has taken a shot to the front and to the back already here tonight.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's not going to be many clean cars here tonight, but what is going to be important is to keep the car straight regardless of how many dents and dings it has in it. But Whitehead, Lorenz, McDonald, Willer, and Denny putting on an absolute show up front, showing everybody how to green flag racing is. Just as I say that, we have side-by-side racing out back, Tony.
Yes, we certainly do, and some of those are very damaged cars, as Jeff Vickery in the 21 looks like he has burned his fast repair, and he is back on the charge as he's now working the backside of Brock Whitehead. That is your battle for 8th, really starting to get hot and heavy, and then in front of them, Gonzalez and Miglin still door-to-door, as here comes Spees in the 36, trying to make some headway as well.
Yeah, a little bump and run right there by the number 25 of Cobbler onto the number 21 of Jeffrey Vickery. But look who is back and better than ever. The 49 of Kyle Gartner, after being in that last wreck, is back up fighting for the top 10 position. On the outside, Kyle Spees is going to lead the way for Gartner right here on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely, as he's got Whitehead there with him, trying to make some headway as well on that high lane. And these guys are just picking him up and laying him down right now. Looks like everybody's settled in just a little bit. And just as I say that, the announcer's curse. Wow.
Yeah, you're not kidding. That was the Ford machine of Daniel Miglin. Was that a possible outside hit or a loose race car there?
Just got used as a pinball. We're already seeing it there, so let's back that up just a tick. And we are going to fire this one off, coming off of turn number 4. Just a little bit of a hip check out of the 24, and boom goes the dynamite.
And just as I was bragging about Gartner, he gets caught up in that explosion of your dynamite. There's the pace car dissects the number 4 machine right there.
Absolutely, but yeah, I mean, it was just, it could have been netcode again, and we've seen that since the update came out on Tuesday. There has been a ton of netcode issues. Had nothing but problems with it last night. For all 3 broadcasts that were going on last night since the update came out yesterday. And, it's... I'm not even going to get on my soapbox this time because I'm not going to beat that dead horse. Everybody that's watched the Esports Broadcasting Network for long enough knows my feelings about iRacing Week 13 and Rollout Week. At least the first 2 to 3 nights of it.
That is correct. A lot of bugs to work out there, but not going to stop the Ghost Cup Series here from having a little bit of fun at Bristol, as we have the Lucky Dog machine, the number 39. That is, we saw him get involved in a little bumper wreck earlier, tore his car all to pieces. Looks like he did take a fast repair here coming back around the track.
Yeah, absolutely. That car is way cleaner than it was when it went onto pit road. And, he's got the pretzel M&M paint scheme on that one. You know what shocked me the other day, and I had never tried them before? Have you tried the caramel M&Ms?
I have not. Peanut butter's my favorite, though.
Okay, so here's what you do. You get a bag of the peanut butter and a bag of the caramel, and, mix them into a bowl together.
Oh, lordy.
Oh, yeah. And maybe throw some pretzels in there as well, the pretzel M&Ms. Yeah. I'm a fluffy guy, so I can say these things.
Oh, here he is. We're taking a look at that 33 Camaro. That front end is all but brand new here, but it is not going to stop him from staying on that front row. As yet again, he is probably going to take the outside here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to give him credit. He's been using the chrome horn, and it's been working for him. The question is, how much is that damage going to affect him, and how bad are his water temperatures going to be getting here? As I dare say, lights are about to go out on the pace car, and they are. as the 5 just barely makes it off pit road to tag onto the tail end of the field here. So Lorenz, Whitehead, McDonald, Wheeler, Denny, Whitehead, Vickery, Spees, Gartner, and Zach Woods rounding out your top 10 right now, as I believe we are about 25 before we're going to see the next stage break.
Yeah, I really didn't see anything in the chat about it, but you're correct on that math as Tony take this.
Whitehead on the outside lane has the button. Green flag is in the air, and we are back underway. Lorenz trying to get a good dig going on that low lane. Whitehead, though, able to use the momentum in that second lane to carry him through. About a 4-car length gap to Whitehead from Lorenz. As here comes Brock Whitehead working the outside lane in the 31, and he's bringing Kyle Spees in that beautifully prepared, chromed out 36 right behind him.
Yeah, that is correct. Denny is back in the mix up there in the top 5, top 10. Speed's right ahead of him here. One thing I want to point out once again is whenever we start going, the more these tires worn out, the harder it is to pass, and the more that chrome horn is being used. I hear it already in this run.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the guys that are depending on that low lane, it's not going to work very well for them, as Spees just throws it to the inside on Whitehead there. Doesn't give either one of them a real option. Whitehead, though, battles back on that second lane as the 3 cars in front of him, Trey Whitehead, Dylan McDonald, and Robert Lorenz, starting to pull a gap on this battle for 4th.
Yeah, and a little further back here, between the 12th and 6th positions, they are side by side just about every turn I turn around here. We have that number 60 machine of Zach Woods. Looks like a modified in the front end, but that's not stopping him here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the good thing about Bristol is it's not a real aero-dependent track, but every little bit does help. And you're right, that does look a lot like a pavement modified right now. As here comes the 54 of Tate. Was a lap down not even 15 laps ago. Now back in the top 10 and battling with Wheeler for 7th.
Not even battling. That's called dominating right there.
Yes, it is.
Dominance right on the inside. He went. Not many drivers have been able to do that. He's going to lead the way here for Denny to follow him up and join that top 5 where they were recently running.
Hot and heavy in front of him right now, as that's Brock Whitehead. Brock Whitehead in the 31, leading the way on Kyle Spees. And another one who's back into the top 5, Jeff Victory, after getting having to burn his fast repair early. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, David Modesbow wrecked originally, and then there goes Christopher Tate, Robert Lorenz,
Holy
Jeffrey Vickery,
cow.
Alfred Denny, Brock Whitehead, Chris Wheeler, Mark Gonzalez, oh my goodness, Wes Fuller, Zach Woods, Nick Biddy, Mike Zabnowski, Wally Bab, Bryce Cobbler, and Joseph Divide. Oh my goodness.
Well, we're going to back that up to coming off of turn 4. Something we've seen all night long. Hit that safer barrier and around you go. Sitting crossways right in the... Oh!
Every single one of the top 5 cars except for the leader
Good
mangled
grief.
up.
You know what? We're going to go on board with Whitehead and see what he saw here.
It's going to be a Code Brown pucker up moment right here.
Well, let's find out, as we are going to back that up. And bear with me here, because I got to get to that helmet cam that we have on Trey Whitehead. You can see there's the one sitting sideways, coming off of 4. Another coat of paint, he would have been in trouble.
You are not lying.
Good
That was about 1 inch
grief.
from death.
Holy-
Let's also talk about those Willman skills right there from that 33 driver.
Oh, absolutely. That was heads-up driving to perfection. Good grief. As I said, another coat of paint, that would have been another boom goes the dynamite moment. But I dare say that is our first, thank God this is a simulator moment of the night, considering everybody that just plowed in there and had their own ARCA moment. So ARCA Break Weekly, if you're watching, go ahead and clip that.
Yeah, no kidding. Brakes were not really used there because no one was expecting it. The number one machine caught everyone off guard, including our leader here. As we see Brock Whitehead coming off pit road. And honestly, if I was in not Kyle's, but Trey Whitehead's position there, I would have wrecked, Tony. I don't know about you.
Well, normally they tell you to aim for where the car is, but the one did the exact wrong thing there, and he tried to back up. And that's where he caught a lot of these guys out. But a little bit of strategery going on now, as we did see a handful of takers go down pit road there. But Spies, Gertner, Fuller, Biddy, all staying out. I believe Ron Gertner did get the free pass on that one. Wally Babb, freshest set of tires on track right now, as he last freshest set in the top 5 right now as he last came down pit road under the last caution on 117. Winning the battle off pit road is this man, though, in the 38. That is Dylan McDonald. And I believe the lights are out on the pace car. Yes, they are. Tanner, that's all you.
Alrighty, as I'm not sure if we have a caution coming up for the stage. That'll be for me and you to find out at the same time here. But
True story.
pace car going to dive down. Kyle Speeds on the outside. Gartner on the inside here. As they are going to put the loud pedal down here. Speeds gets an even jump with the 49 of Gartner. Into turn 1 they go side by side. And on the exit, Speeds has a car length gap.
Well, Speeds had the button there, so Gardner couldn't really do anything until they got to the start-finish line. And we've got Carnage back a little bit as it looked like the 25 was getting used as a pinball again.
Little bump and run, they never hurt anybody. We got the 39 of Ron Gardner into the
Eesh.
wall. Broadcaster's curse there. As soon as his name
Yep.
came out of my mouth, right into the wall he went, ladies and gentlemen. So, we almost had 3-wide battle there between the 2, the 39, and the 25. Look who is back almost in the top 10. Chris Hupka, after using a faster pair here. But we've got side-by-side by 2 rows up front, as you just pointed out, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Wheeler able to wrestle that spot away from the 35 of Fuller. And now Wheeler does have the fresher tires as he came down on lap 33 to get some for Mr. Feelgoods and a fresh tank of Go Fast. As he's now working around the 99 of Wally Babb. Behind him, though, making some headway, that is the 39 of Dylan McDonald. As he is now working with Brock Whitehead. Both those guys came down under that last caution to get their second set of fresh tires.
Yeah, Wheeler is leading the battle of fresh tires up in second place. He just put down his fastest lap of the race right there, a 15:06 from Wheeler on those new tires, only 10 laps old, so just under that caution he got him. And for the lead he goes on the inside, something we have hardly seen tonight, and he is going to do it off of turn 2.
And you can see what fresh tires can do. You can run that inside lane and make it stick on fresh tires. But as we saw, as the run wore on, the outside lane is where you're going to want to be. Is right now, McDonald and Speed going hammer and tongs at it. Speed stayed out. McDonald came down. So you got to wonder if you're Kyle Speeds right now in the 36, are you second-guessing yourself?
Honestly, he may be saving one for the end here, so too
Possibly.
early to second-guess yourself here. But in the Hornets' nest, we have Speeds, Whitehead, Gartner, Denny, and Babb all in the top 7. There we go. Sorry, I had to count there. A little simple math here. 5-car blanket.
Yeah, absolutely is. Right now, I'm trying to figure out where Trey Whitehead's mired way back in there. Looks like he did pit farm that car just a little bit. And we're back under caution.
Indeed we are. It looks like Christopher Tate once again. That is the 3rd time tonight he's been involved in a wreck. Unfortunate luck for that beautiful 54 machine.
As we're going to take a look at the replay on this one on Tate. Oh! Oh! Let's back that one up again and see that one more time. And we're going to back that up just a tick. And we're going to watch it from the 5 here. There they are coming off of turn number 4. Through 1 and 2 they go. And we're just trying to figure out where the 5 got into the wall here. I may have gone too far back. So keep your eye on the white M&M's number 5. As I believe it's going to be the next corner that he's going to get the run on that second lane. They're 3 wide as Whitehead tries to get back up in there. And just like that, the 54 gets the old Spanish Archer, and around she goes.
Yeah, it looked like the 33 was able to save it down low. They were 3 wide. The 5 of Hubka kind of ran over the right rear of Tate there, and unfortunate event for all 3 cars. Whitehead was able to save it, though.
Yeah, I mean, you really hate to see that for anyone, but, you know, especially with the recovery drive that, you know, the 54 was having. That was, you know, he was starting to make some headway back up towards the front. He's definitely going to have to burn his fast repair here.
If he has it, that is. He was previously involved in a wreck or 2. And I know that he did save it. So it's a matter of fact of whether he wants to save it here or not.
So looks like lap 50. So this is going to count as the stage caution.
I'll confirm that. Give me just a second.
Well, I just got a PM from Chris Hupka.
There you go.
Helps if I check that sort of stuff, isn't it?
It does.
And Stephen Ford and Sue Nowak, you both are absolutely correct. Steve saying yikes, and Sue saying holy cow. Yes, we are having a religious bovine moment right now. And
right before we
go ahead.
I was just about to plug right here. Right before we go green, make sure to subscribe and like if you're on YouTube, and like and share if you're on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is Tony's Restart.
Coming out of turn number 4, pace car makes that hard left turn onto pit road. And green flag getting ready to come back out. Here we go. Wheeler has the button on the high lane. And we're not going green.
Yeah, it is delayed there by the admin here. Thanks to Mr. Greg Wood, by the way, for returning to his race control throne tonight.
Absolutely. Good to have live race control up in the booth. And Greg, you're doing an awesome job keeping control of this one. As you and I both know, Tanner, just how unruly a Bristol race can get.
That is correct, and honestly, it's by nature. It's not really by driver's choice here. You're going to get into one another. It's just a matter of fact of how many times you get into one another. It's a fun race here. As Tony take it away once again.
Pace car peels off as we get ready to turn them back loose. McDonald has the button and does not go, and then spins the tires.
Yeah, Wheeler on the outside there, able to capitalize. Brock Whitehead in third place, trying to get around that 38 machine of McDonald.
McDonald might have to have a black flag cleared here, solely because Wheeler didn't go. So you might want to keep an eye on that one in the local chat for us, or in the in-sim chatter, I should say. Because, through no doing of his own, Wheeler just didn't go. Stack the field up behind him, and we're back under caution.
Kevin Gibney Jr. involved in that one on lap 157.
So let's see what happened to Gibney. There he is, just catches the apron coming off a 4, and around she goes.
Yeah, he just bottomed out the side skirt there, and it threw him around. If you touch that apron, it will upset your car, as Mr. Gibney has recently found out. Unfortunate right there for him.
And at one time, that was a beautiful-looking car, the Sewer Brothers University of Northern Ohio Ford Mustang GT. It was a sharp-looking car with the, looks like red chrome towards the bottom of that.
That's what it looks like. And the hood was pretty shiny there. I want to take a look at the beautiful Chris Wheeler scheme as we're going back live here. About to go on lap 160, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Wheeler out of Burlington, North Carolina, giving a throwback to the old Gulf paint schemes that, if you ever saw the movie Le Mans, the car Steve McQueen drove had a very similar livery on that one. Beautiful paint scheme. Does have a little bit of tire debris on there, but nothing too major right now. And that's the best thing being a painter. When iRacing released the new spec maps where you can make things a matte finish or varying degrees of a chromed finish, that really opened the toolbox for a lot of painters out there.
Yeah, creativity was kind of like a wardrobe that you see in Narnia there. It was open to anything. As pace car coming back around on the front stretch here. Lights are still on, so we got at least one more until we have our choose of the leader lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe we're going to go single file because I don't think we got a complete lap in, did we?
I honestly do not know.
Well, we're about to find out. So if you are playing the at-home drinking game, we are working caution number 8 here at Bristol. I'm going to put the over-under at 15 by the time we're done. And you decide, folks, in the live chat, do you want to take the over or do you want to take the under? And as Tanner mentioned the last time we were under caution, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on the ESBN family of broadcasts. As tomorrow night, we are going to have the USRA TNT Truck Series presented by TickleZombie.com. That is going to be an 8:20 Eastern Time start. Frank Marchese and myself going to be in the booth for that one. And those guys always put on an amazing show, as I believe we're going to be back here at Bristol for that one.
Double dose of Bristol here as I'll take this restart. Wheeler and McDonald and Denny and Whitehead right here at the very front. And they are the front four here. And pace car is down pit road. Wheeler is going to have the opportunity to hit the gas pedal first, as he is going to do so here. Into turn 1, we have a little bit of contact between the 38 and the 6. But the 6 is going to actually not capitalize here. The 38 is sideways.
Yeah, to chase that one up the track coming off a 2. That was definitely a pucker moment for everybody around him. Don't look now, though, but bad news to the rest of the field. Look who's climbing back up through this piece. That is that pink and black 33 of Trey Whitehead as he got caught
Caution is
up.
out.
And we're back under caution. All right.
Ron Gardner and Mike Subnowski. I promise, Mike, we're not trying to mess your name up on purpose. If you'll let us know after the race how to say that.
I'll let you
apologize.
mispronounce my name all you want to, Mike. Oh! Gartner goes around coming off a 4. Let's watch that one again. And here he is. Just too much loud pedal. And just like that, that's how you turn a Gen 6 car into a pavement modified.
You are not kidding, but a beautiful paint scheme there. I really like those bronze-looking numbers. I can't really tell the exact color here, but I'm getting a little dizzy here looking at Bristol, so kind of hard to...
That looks like some gold leafing on that car. Yeah, it is. That's gold leaf. And we're going to go back to live here. So if you're keeping track, that's shot number 9 that you need to take in the at-home drinking game tonight.
Professionals, you know what to do.
Dial 9-1, wait till you take your 8th shot, hit 1, take the final shot, and then wait for the ambulance to show up.
There you go. It looks like we've got about 18 cars on the lead lap here. Very surprising after 167 laps of this half-mile Coliseum.
The last great Coliseum. Now, mind you, we did see a race at the Coliseum in L.A. Earlier in the season, being as they did their Busch Clash, if you will. Busch Light Clash, I'm sorry. The thing has been called so many things over the years that I've lost track. But, now, Tanner, I'm going to put you on the spot here. What were your thoughts when you found out NASCAR was going to downtown L.A.?
I, honestly, as a Southerner, was kind of surprised, kind of disappointed, but after that race, honestly, I had the complete opposite thought after the race. So my initial thought was, oh no, we're going to California. But hey, it turned out excellent, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, that's pleasant surprise for the quality of racing that we saw. Now, mind you, the iRacing side of things, depending on what league you were watching, varying degrees of success. But I have to admit, I was much like you. I mean, there were so many short tracks throughout the country that they could have brought in temporary seating to go around those facilities that, I mean, any short track in the country would have been honored to host that thing.
Yeah, you're not lying, but they went out of the box and did what they had to do, just like tonight. These leaders are going to do whatever they have to do to get the most success.
My only question is the grass going to be back in time for the outdoor soccer season to start back up?
Hey, that's what seed's for, baby.
It's very difficult to seed over pavement.
Hey, they tore it up the week afterwards. Here's pace car down. He goes. Wheeler and McDonald once again on the front row of lap 169. Green flag is in the air. Thanks to our flag man here. He's been busy at work. Wheeler, a 4-car jump out of the gate here.
That's probably the best restart he's gotten all night long. As here comes Whitehead to the inside of Denny as they haul it through 3 and 4. And Denny's going to have to get this one sorted out quick because he's got 2 Whiteheads battling for him as Dylan McDonald wrestles the lead away from Chris Wheeler, using that high lane to his advantage. And that's something we've seen all night long, this deep into a run. We're about 40 laps since the last time most of these guys were back down pit road. Kyle Gertner in the 49. Last time he was down, though, was lap 78.
Yeah, Kyle really gambling there, saving a lot of tires for the end here. But one person that's not saving their stuff is McDonald, as he is getting out to about a 3 to 4 car length gap here. As Trey Whitehead to the inside of Denny in turns 1 and 2, all the way to the bottom of the track he goes, side by side at the start-finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. Trey Whitehead came down on lap 50. or 150. Denny came to last down on 133. So 20 lap newer tires for the 33 right now. And don't look now, but here comes Robert Lorenz in the 34 as he's trying to work on the deuce right now. Denny not having a good time of it, even though he is on that second lane.
That is correct. The momentum of that high side, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I thought this was going to be an inside race, but hey, Whiteheads are proving me wrong here. They love that high side as well as McDonald's. We've got a battle for 11th and 12th between Woods and Cobbler here. And Gartner, that is. We've got actually about a 6-car battle. We have somebody into the wall. That's the 35 machine of Wes Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller just got it wrong going into 1 and 2. But if we take a look at the 49 of Gartner, he's missing his hood. That's not a good sign.
It's perfect as long as he's not down on them horses. Yeah, we have a yellow flag out as we just heard somebody over the radio say not clear.
And that was behind where we were. Let's see what this looks like. As we're following Tate, it looked like it happened just in front of him. Yup, there it goes. 63 just stepped on his own junk and took everybody with him. Coming off of 4, and the 21 gets involved in it again.
This time he loses his front clip, and if I'm not mistaken, Tony, he's out of quick repairs.
I think he has burned his quick repair. Let's watch this one again here. Again, keep your eye on the 63 and the 35. 35 had the run, and Spotter just never picked it up. And if you're new to the iRacing server, this is something I usually tell all newer drivers. You can go in and adjust how far back from your car, how far in front of your car the spotter is telling you that you're not clear. By default, it comes out to about a foot and a half, or roughly half a meter for our friends across the pond. And you can go in and adjust. It's called adjusting your INI file, INI. And you can adjust how far front or back your spotter calls you clear. And I always tell people, adjust that out to a full meter, roughly 3 feet. That way, if you're in the draft, you know if somebody's hitting you square. Because it'll tell you, car on bumper, car right, car left. And if you hear right or left, hold the steering wheel straight. Just hold it straight and don't try to change lanes. And it really helps at places like Daytona, Talladega, Martinsville, Bristol. All those tracks where it's very important to know where everybody is around you.
That is correct. That is being aware of your surroundings right there. What a race car driver should do here. Don't look now, but Mr. Chris Hubka, the ghost owner himself, is up front, going to have a front row seat to this green flag being waved whenever we go green again.
Well, it's good to see that Chris had that fast repair left in his pocket, as that car was torn up pretty fierce earlier.
No kidding, is the comeback kid. That's what I'm going to call Chris Hubka. Excuse me. And no stranger to the front row here. Robert Lorenz is back, but Chris Hubka said, not yet. I'm here to take your place.
And it's kind of surprising that Lorenz is electing to take that inside starting spot. Now, Hubka has about 25 lap newer tires than Lorenz does. But Mark Gonzalez behind him in the 24, great recovery drive for him, was last down pit road on lap 160. Field working its way out of the 3-4 complex, pace car peeling on off, and it's leaving rubber on the track with how hard it just peeled. Lorenz holds him down till they get it pointed straight. and stacks the entire field up behind him. Good
Yeah.
grief.
We got a junction back there, but we have a bump and run into turns 3 and 4. It was the 54 machine of Christopher Tate and the 85 of Nick Biddy. What a jumbled up restart.
Yeah, absolutely is. These guys are just... We're in the closing laps. We're past halfway. And, everybody's pretty much shown their hand by now. And you can tell the guys that are getting frustrated because they're making moves that it's still a little early to be driving as aggressively as some of these guys are.
Hey, but laying back ain't going to get you to win here, so no matter how many laps, if they want to win, they're going to try to do it. They could do it on lap 1, but it may not make sense to others, but hey, go for it. Chris Hubka on the outside here, followed by Bryce Cobbler on the inside of that 25 machine. We take a look at our lead there, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. And good news if you're a Chris Tate fan, he did finally burn his fast repair, so clean and green race car there so far, but he's in a slugfest right now with Trey Whitehead, Nick Benny, and Dylan McDonald.
Yeah, Chris Hopka going outside on the 25 of Cobbler here. Going to try to capitalize. Chris Tate hunting them down. They are the prey right now. Everyone in front of Tate, I think, is in danger. Doesn't matter if you're the leader or second or third or fourth.
Tate
is
and
coming
Whitehead.
for you. Yeah, you're not kidding. They're a tandem duo right here.
Absolutely, as they're working their way through the field right now. Now Whitehead did put his final set of tires on last time we went under caution, so lap 180, he's got to make those things last to 250 now, and he might have just shot himself in the foot.
Now we do have five. We have 5 total, 4 additional sets of tires here, so.
Okay. So everybody should have at least one set left on the wall as Whitehead throws it to the inside of the 25, and we're back under caution.
Kevin Gibney Jr. once again here. Lap 193.
Let's take a look at what happened to Gibb here.
I can't tell if he got loose or neck code or both.
Same story, second verse, same lyrics. As just gets on that loud pedal a little too hard going into, or coming out of turn 4, it looked like. Let's watch this one again. Yeah, that was, if it was part net code and part too much loud pedal. And I don't think he's got his fast repair left.
Yeah, that's going to be a little struggle right there, as he does have the same hood damage that he had earlier in the race. And honestly, here we have a few takers down pit road. Lorenz, Cobbler, Tate, Hopka, Biddy, Fuller, Woods. Even more down the line going down pit road here.
Yeah, absolutely. As you would expect. At this point of the race, some of these guys have been out on these tires for quite a few laps. And it's the guys that pit back on almost 100 laps ago that are bringing them down pit road right now. But this man, the number 24 Aflac Ford Mustang, that, the back bumper's been beaten to hell. The front bumper's been beaten to hell. The only thing that hasn't been beaten to hell is that duck on the door. But, he's got the speed, and he's so far our biggest mover, up 24 spots from where he started, currently leading this piece.
Yeah, he is the man in command here, followed by Trey Whitehead, no stranger to the front row. Dylan McDonald, been a new face here the last half of the race in that 38 Mustang. Brock Whitehead is going to be in that 4th position. If Trey Whitehead gets that outside line, it's going to be a Whitehead train on the outside line.
Well, we are about to find out what's going to happen here, as we're going to zoom back out to the eye in the sky. We should be going 1 to go next time by. And as you mentioned, Mark Gonzalez, Trey Whitehead, Dylan McDonald, Brock Whitehead, Alfred Denny, Kyle Gertner, Chris Wheeler, Joseph Debity, and Wally Babs, and Robert Lorenz rounding out your top 10. Freshest tires on track, though. First sets of fresh tires belong to the 34 of Robert Lorenz, who is going to be restarting in 10th back there. As you see him on that outside lane.
Yeah, he's going to be in the middle of mayhem right here. It's Whitehead brothers on the outside,
Oh, boy.
Gonzalez and McDonald on the inside. Pace car is going to leave its skid marks on the last great Coliseum that is here. And the 24 machine is going to have the command on the inside. Green flag in the air, loud paddle it is. Trey Whitehead gets a decent jump here. Going to stay on his quarter panel. Gonzalez is going to be able to clear, but here comes Whitehead right behind him.
Absolutely. And the guy that's in the unenviable spot right now is this man, Dylan McDonald in 38, as he's in a Whitehead sandwich, as you put it earlier. As we got some good side-by-side action going on behind him. That's Alfred Denny and Kyle Gertner going at it. And we got a battle for the lead.
Side by side. At the start finish line, Mark Gonzalez into the wall. Trey Whitehead going to capitalize. So is Dylan McDonald. As we've got wrecking behind Nick Biddy involved in that crash.
Let's take a look at what happened with Biddy here. And the old Spanish Archer strikes again. The old elbow.
The quarter panel dump there on the front stretch. You know, Tony, last September, or October, I can't remember, we had a little feud IRL with Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick. How many of those do you think we're going to have tonight here?
Well, I mean, we're working caution number 15 right now, and I dare say that it's a good thing we're in a racing simulator and not in a real garage area post-race, because there would be some very unhappy people. I dare say it would be shades of Harvick Busch from a couple years ago.
Oh, Lordy. Is Whitehead, McDonald, Gonzalez, Whitehead, Denny round out your top 5. Kyle Speeds and Jeffrey Vickery and Zach Woods go down pit road there. 19 cars on the lead lap. And your hardest charger is at third place, number 24 Ford Mustang of Mark Gonzalez.
Absolutely is. Again, that everything is taking a beating except for the ducks on the doors tonight, which is probably not a bad thing. But you can see a lot of right front damage on that 24 as he pancaked the right side of that car. That allowed Trey Whitehead to get by him. And the 38 of McDonald capitalized as well. And McDonald's Ford Mustang has definitely seen better days.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think his top end speed's hurt because he was putting up a side-by-side battle there with Trey Whitehead about 4 to 5 laps into that run when that caution came out.
Oh, absolutely. If you are watching in the live chat right now, let us know who you're pulling for. As you know, it's been a while since we've heard you guys chime in. We do want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. If you are just joining us, you are watching the Ghost Cup Series Bristol 250. Tony Trapasso and... Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Tony Trapasso and Taylor Nowell up in the booth with you for this one, as we are 45 to go at the stripe here. And Tanner, we have seen some great battles going on, but we've also seen a lot of carnage tonight.
You are not lying, but with great battles comes carnage, comes entertainment, and that's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. Entertainment and enjoy the fun here. Sim racing side by side in one big family that they call a community here. Lights on the pace car are out. Tony, I'm going to let this one be all yours.
Trey Whitehead in the 33, going to have his brother starting right behind him. That's Brock Whitehead in the 31. Sorry about that. Dylan McDonald and Mark Gonzalez going to be starting on the inside 2 rows as the pace car gets ready to make that hard left turn. There it goes. Field working its way out of turn 4. Here we go to get a restart with 44 laps to go here at Bristol. Whitehead gets a great jump, and McDonald just sends it going through 1 and 2 to Russell second away from Brock Whitehead.
Yeah, Brock Whitehead got the door slammed on him there, but don't put it past him to come right back and knock on it again. As Trey Whitehead is under attack by the 38 of McDonald here. Gonna hope not to be an animal on McDonald's farm here. But Denny is getting overtaken right back in 5th place here. He is gonna get the inside of Kyle Gardner.
Yeah, absolutely. As here comes Wheeler as well in the 6th. Wheeler relinquished the lead as he went back to get some fresh tires put on that car. Battle for second. Brock Whitehead on that outside lane, making it happen. Almost gets into his brother in the middle of 1 and 2.
Brotherly love, nothing like it here. 1 and 2, the Whiteheads are, followed by McDonald. Wheeler is back up front, looking to pass that damaged 24 machine of Mark Gonzalez. On the bottom side there, we have Lorenz, and look who is back in the front, Christopher Tate.
Yeah, absolutely. Tate has had more recovery drives tonight than I think he even cares to mention, as the 95 goes for a wild one, and we're back under caution.
Yeah, that was the 38 of McDonald there, able to keep it out of everybody else. Nice job of handling it after he was into the wall.
Well, let's watch what happened here with Bab.
We had 2 simultaneous wrecks, it looked like.
Yeah, we did. Yep, Bab just a little too much loud pedal coming off of 4 and comes right. Oh!
Right back into Hubka, who was making a charge for the top 10.
Hubka race car to the face. Well, there's our second. Thank God this is a simulator moment of the night. Oh, my Lanta. We're going to go on board with Hubka and take a look at this one here. And back that up just a little bit. There's the 9. Let's back that up just a tick here. You can see the 99 get squirrely, goes down the track, and then shoots up. Hubka absolutely nowhere to go. Ouch. And I think Hubka may have hand grenaded his engine. Nope. No, he is under power. Wow. That was a shot. That was definitely a Code Brown moment.
Yeah, no kidding. As we're gonna have less than 35 to go whenever we go green. I think everybody here is good on fuel, and honestly, if you're not gonna gain that much track position here, I don't think you pit either. I think you just stay out. You are where you are right here, Tony.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go against you on that one. I dare say you are absolutely correct, as we are going to give a good shout out to our good friends over at Premier Racing Setups. If you want to get into open class racing here in the iRacing servers, and you just don't have time or don't have the skill level to create your own setup, you can go to our good friends over at PremierRacingSetups.com and check out all they have. It doesn't matter what division you're running, be it a rookie street stock or a Legends car, all the way up to the 24-hour and endurance racing stuff that you see on the road racing side. Indy cars, Formula One cars, Cup cars, next-gen cars. That's the big one everybody's looking for setups for right now. If you haven't done so already, give our friends over at Premier Racing Setups a shout and let them know Sim Racing Media and the Esports Broadcasting Network sent you.
That is correct. Very, very nice community over there. And they also offer dirt there, Tony.
Yes, they do. Some great dirt setups, as a matter of fact. Last time I was behind the wheel of a dirt car, I had one of their setups in. And the only two drivers to beat me were Tony Stewart and Rico Abreu.
Oh, goodness. The Whitehead brothers up front. Charles Whitehead is in the chat cheering his sons on here. Front row start. Trey is going to get a head start on his brother here. And it looks like the 38 of McDonald, after wrecking, is back up front here. Very interesting. Brock Whitehead on the outside. Going to get blocked by his brother Trey in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that 38 of McDonald trying to make a hard charge on the inside. He's going to have to send it here as we are into the closing laps. And, oh, no, around goes the 6.
Yeah, Wheeler into the inside apron there. Unfortunate. Looks like his back bumper is just a little mangled.
And he had a little bit of help, almost a 3-wide situation with the 34 there. Let's back that up a full lap this time. We can see this one starting to fester. There it is. Just, I didn't mean to wreck him. I only meant to rattle his cage. And that's tonight's trivia question. Who said it and what year?
Dale Jr. Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, senior. Oh, listen.
No. That's tonight's trivia question. Not for you, for our fans.
I'm a fan. I love you.
No, you're a fanboy. There's a difference.
Oh, goodness.
As we've got a couple cars looking like pavement modifieds right now. And that's our pole sitter, Jeff Vickery. So a ton of damage, but Vickery's still in the top 20, so something to write home about there. So we do have some takers going down pit road. It's Mark Gonzalez, the deuce of Alfred Denny, and the 36 of Kyle Spees, all bringing them pit side. For what should be their final sets of tires. Trey Whitehead, Dylan McDonald, Brock Whitehead, Chris Tate, Robert Lorenz, Wes Fuller, Bryce Cobbler, Joseph David. I got to get my glasses cleaned. I apologize, Joseph. Nick Biddy and Kyle Gartner rounding out your top 10. So we should get a restart with about 35 to go.
Yeah, and we've got 2 answers in your chat here. I'll let you read them here.
Well, let's find out here. Dale Sr., 1987. Wrong. Dale Sr., 1999. Correct, Ricky Gonzalez. And that was when he sent the Iron Man around, spraying Kellogg's Frosted Flakes all over the racing service. So, congratulations, Ricky Gonzalez, on getting that one right.
I want to take a second right here to give our pace car and our infield care center workers a pat on the back here for their work tonight. Working lap 224 with several cautions. Thank you, safety workers as well.
Absolutely. They've been quite busy here tonight. Only a couple of retirements to speak of. Kevin Gibney Jr. in the 63 out. Dave Miglin out. Charles Whitehead out. Vernon Reese out. Nick Pianco out. And Jonathan Leach out. So only a handful of retirements again to speak about. Why don't you get us going again, Tanner?
10-4. I'll take the opportunity when you give it to me, Tony. Alrighty, we're going to rack them up, stack them up, and send them off and let's do this thing called turning left. So Trey Whitehead and Dylan McDonald are going to be on your front row here. Green flag in the air. Trey Whitehead has control. Going to get a car link jump into turn 1 on the high side where he's been all night. McDonald going to get a hell of a run here out of turn 2.
Absolutely. McDonald fighting for the lead. And don't look now, but here comes the 54 of Tate, who's been strong all night when he hasn't gotten caught up in other people's dumpster fires. He now works the inside of McDonald coming off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Drag race going into 3. Side by side off of 4 they go. And just a slight edge to Tate going across the stripe that time. He's got to get clear of McDonald if he's going to have a shot at Whitehead.
No kidding here, and his only opportunity to do that is for McDonald to get out of the way, and he's going to do that right there out of turn 4 into the wall. McDonald goes into the wall again. McDonald is Tate on the bumper of that 33 Camaro.
That's frustration rearing its head for McDonald as here comes Whitehead, and now here comes Lorenz in the 34 as well on the ultra-low lane. Battle for the lead between Tate and Whitehead. Tate got a great run, squared it off, did the undercut, and here we go. New leader, Chris Tate. Whitehead in second and third.
No kidding there. Tate, a slide job from heaven. Into turns 3 and 4, like you said. Tate, Whitehead under attack by the 34 of Lorenz with 20 to go here.
The question is, does Lorenz have enough to try to get by? He does have fresher tires than either of the Whitehead brothers, as he now looks to the inside of Brock Whitehead, going through 3 and 4. 20 to go, 19 now at the stripe. Chris Tate starting to stretch his legs on those fresher tires.
Yeah, just behind him we have Fuller and Cobbler battling for that 6th position as they just swapped there. As side by side behind them as well with Gonzalez and Biddy.
Absolutely, that is Gonzalez on the low side, Biddy on the high side. Biddy going to have the momentum. Gonzalez gets into the Mountain Dew 49 of Gartner. Gartner finally gets a hood put back on that car, so he finally did burn his fast repair, as Whitehead and Lorenz just hammering tongs for that final step of the podium. Side by side battle they go, as we are now going to be 16 to go. Chris Tate, 5 car length gap back to Trey Whitehead. Another 4.5 back to, and we're under caution. Wally Babb. Let's take a look at what happened to Wally.
Out of turn 4, that 99 machine gets a whiff of the car with no hood, if I'm not mistaken. Was that the 63 of Kevin Gibney Jr.? That was just a quick glance at a paint scheme?
I'm thinking that he may have had some help with that one. Let's find out.
It's the 60 exactly, or excuse me, Zach Woods.
I don't think he got into him.
Net code. He got loose off of turn 4. The 60 got loose at turn 4. Net code whipped the 99 into the wall. Is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to watch this one from the high-speed drone. If we can get the boys in production truck to pull that one up for us. We're going to take a look at the high-speed drone back from the... yeah, we are. Back from the Double Deuce. And as soon as we can find the footage of that... Where the heck's the 22? There it is. So let's see if there was contact. Nope. You could have walked between those cars, Tanner.
You are not lying there. I honestly could have fit a bicycle right through there. Handlebars clear perfectly. That is ridiculous right there. Another case of online sim racing, something that the real life drivers do not have to face, but we know the struggle here in our virtual cockpits.
Very much so, as we should get a restart with about 10 to go. And where Trey Whitehead just put his final set of tires on.
Honestly, if there's a green white checkered, he's the smartest man in the field.
I mean, you're not wrong, but the question is, does he have enough time?
That's the gamble.
Well, no. Gambling doesn't happen until, I believe, next week? No, it was 2 weeks ago when they were in Vegas. That's when they were gambling.
This past weekend.
Well, no, these guys did it back in February.
Oh, I got you.
See what I did there?
I do, actually. Smart man went through one ear and out the other for me. So, congratulations, Tony. You just confused the absolute crap out of me. I got it
It's
now.
It's not hard to
Picking
do.
up
You're an
quick now.
Alabama fan.
Roll Tide.
Or Eagle.
We're going to line them up side by side here. It is not Trey Whitehead on the front row, but we got his brother Brock right here. And Christopher Tate is actually our leader on that outside. That is the most dominant line of the night on restarts that we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Tate, the United States Marine, also NASCAR late model driver in the real world, out of Sunset, Texas. Is he going to be able to close this one out? We're about to find out as the field works its way into the 3-4 complex for what we hope is the final restart of the race. And you can get your hate mail coming now. I don't care. As I just jinxed the field. So, pace car is in. Green flag is out. And we are back underway. As looks like relatively clean start for everyone so far. And Whitehead going to get the run off of 2. Tate, though, with a head of steam going into 3. Whitehead's got to drive for his career right now. If he's going to overcome those newer tires, not going to happen. As here comes the deuce of Alfred Denny trying to make some headway as well.
And already up about 4 positions is Trey Whitehead in that 33. He's got to get around the 2 and the 6 of Denny and Willer. He's going to get around Denny here. He's got Willer and the 85 of Biddy in his way of the leaders. Brock Whitehead, though, is losing just a tad bit of ground to Tate. This is Tate's race if it goes green flag, unfortunately, for Trey Whitehead.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, he's got a little bit of time left. We're 7 to go. It'll be 6 at the stripe. Gives the elbow to the 85 of Biddy. Get him up out of the way. Expect sharp words after the race between those two for that one. As now Whitehead with a head of steam quickly reeling in Mark Gonzalez. Gonzalez was trying to go on offense on Brock Whitehead. Now has to play defense against Trey. And Trey with a head of steam. Does he have enough time with 5 to go to reel in Chris Tate as he flashes by his brother for second?
I'm going to call Trey Whitehead. Lightning McQueen as he's going to be on the front row with a yellow flag out. Going to be a green-white checkered here. He was running through the field like Lightning McQueen. I'm telling you right now. He went from back to front in one yellow flag cycle.
Oh!
We had the 49, the 60, the 35, and it looks like another car involved, the 60.
Oh, let's watch that one again. Please tell me it wasn't the 21. Nope, the 83. Unreal. And the hits just keep on coming. As we are back under caution. As we are in the closing laps of this one, the big question is, who are you riding on at this point? And Tanner, I'm going to start with you.
I'm gonna take that 33 machine of Trey Whitehead. Freshest tires by 40 laps or so right here.
I kind of got to agree with you on that one. Especially with the run that he had just before that caution came out. He blew past his brother like he was stopped and had a head of steam trying to reel in Tate. The only advantage Tate's going to have is he's going to have command of the field going back to green.
Yeah, that is correct. If they don't have to go on green here, if I'm Tate, as soon as the pace car hits pit road, I'm hitting that gas pedal, trying to get as far away as I can of those new Goodyears. So we'll send it back live right here, Tony.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
No problem.
So we're both riding with the 33. Who you got in the chat? Let us know. Say it loud, say it proud. Who are you pulling for here to come home with the victory? Are you pulling for the underdog Chris Tate, who has battled back from being a lap down at one or twice tonight, has battled back from being a lap down, currently showing the way here. And before we go any further, I do want to thank Mr. Tate for all your service in the United States Marine Corps, as the light should be going out on the pace car this time. But again, let us know who you're pulling for in the live chat. I see 23 of you watching. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications, as we've got the USRA TNT Truck Series brought to you by TickleZombie.com tomorrow night. Friday night, we've got a doubleheader with the it is the Kool-Aid Monster Next Gen Cup Series and the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series on Friday night. And then we've got a triple header on Sunday. And we are going to be going back green here.
Yeah, Tony, we're going to have, this is our first of second green white checkers. I'll let you have this one.
Absolutely, as the field worked its way out of turn number 4. Tate has the button, green flag flies, we are back underway. Whitehead goes with him in lockstep. Fresher tires on the inside lane, Tate pitches him down. Whitehead a little bit sideways, here comes the 24 of Gonzalez.
Yeah, Tate was able to pinch Whitehead all the way down to the bottom, and I'm pretty sure that just won him the race. White flag is in the air. Christopher Tate is your leader. Mark Gonzalez, Kyle Spees on the outside, followed by Whitehead on the inside here. Tate, one last turn to capitalize. Checkered flag is in the air, Tony.
And we're wrecking across the stripe. Tate's going to win it. Gonzalez gets turned. Whitehead gets turned. Spees catches a piece of it. What a finish we just saw. We're going to go back and take a look at that one.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind we're taking a look at that one. That second place battle there, as soon as Tate crossed the start-finish line, it was carnage behind him.
Absolutely. As you can see, a little bit of wiggle out of the 33 of Whitehead. And Spees, your points leader coming into tonight, gets into Whitehead. Whitehead gets into Gonzalez. And around they go, stacking them up behind them. Everybody else doing what they can to try to avoid getting caught up in it. But good grief, what a finish we just saw.
As we're going to wait for the top 3 to come to the waiting room here. And I'll get us started in just a moment, Tony.
Absolutely. Where's the program? There it is. We are just waiting on some of these guys to be able to come down and join us here. I do not see.
And Gonzalez does not look like he's in the chat here. And
Neither is Tate.
Tate is in the chat here. He's in the waiting room.
Well, then let's reach out to the man of the hour. Semper Fi for Christopher Tate. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong driver. Semper Fi Marine coming home with the victory here tonight at Bristol. Congratulations, Christopher Tate.
Man, I don't even know what to say. That was just wild.
Well, talk us through what was going through your mind when you went a lap down there early on.
Just try to stay out of trouble, even though I was like a freaking magnet to wrecks tonight. I just kept trying to use the optional not take the fast repair yet every time I went to the pits, just trying to fix it, whatever little damage I had, and hopefully just stay out of trouble. I figured since it wasn't a lot, just take the lap down, get it all fixed. That way, we're gonna have more cautions anyway. So just kind of get it all fixed while I could, and then just kind of ride around with whatever tires I'm on and get the lap back. Then I'll just have that much more to compete with the actual lead lap guys whenever I get that lead lap.
Well, you did
fast.
everything you needed to do once you got back on that lead lap and did that steady climb through the field. And on that last restart, you did everything you needed to do and did it cleanly to come home with the victory here tonight. Talk us through how you were able to just secure that lead from Trey Whitehead.
I honestly have no idea. I was nervous as heck coming up to that last restart. Trey's a heck of a driver, just in the one previous race I've done with him, along with Brock as well. I mean, everyone in here is pretty great. But yeah, I was nervous with Trey. I saw him going from 10th to, I guess, third within 4 laps on his fresh tires, and I thought I was done for. All I figured I could do was just throw it in there in 1 and just hopefully pinch him off of 2. That way I could get the run off, and luckily it worked out and came home with a win.
You pinched him off just enough to hamper his run. He got a little bit sideways. And did you see the carnage that was going on in your rearview mirror after you crossed the stripe?
I was just focused out in front of me.
There you go. But again, Chris, congratulations on the victory here tonight. Who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate with your team?
First of all, Grip Marketing. They're helping me out in the real world and late models. You guys for putting it on the broadcast. Chris Hubka for putting this whole league on, and everyone in it for allowing me to race with them, and really just everyone watching too. I mean, it's always good to have viewers and everything. So just want to say thanks to all y'all, and just that's about it.
All right. Stay safe out there, Chris, and congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Sir, thank you.
So that was our winner. And Tanner, I believe you have the driver of the 24 with you now.
Alrighty, Mark. Congratulations on your podium finish, second place. Excellent day there. I know it's not victory lane, but considering the way your 24 machine was taking a beating all night, you did a heck of a job between that steering wheel. That last green-white checkered right there, whenever you were coming to the start-finish line, with 1 to go, what was going through your mind whenever you saw the 33 start falling behind on new tires?
All my instincts were just to protect myself, because I knew I had way older tires than what the people behind me had. So I was just trying to protect that middle and high lane so that way they wouldn't get a run off the corner.
Alrighty, so you were trying to keep that momentum up, and whenever y'all were wrecking sideways at the start-finish line, did you know that you were getting that second place, or did you think you were third or fourth?
I really didn't know what was going on. I just knew I was wrecking. I was just hoping at least an interview opportunity, and that's all I was hoping for.
Well, you got that plus a position here.
Yeah.
You got any sponsors shout out? I see Ellen Fuller in the chat saying good job, Mark. So you at least have some fans in our chat here.
Alrighty, thank you. I just want to thank Titletown Racing for letting me join their team. I want to thank Dylan, Wes, Nicholas, my brother, and then we also merged with another team as well this past week. And I want to thank them out there. They helped us out a lot this race. And I want to thank Wes again, just because he does all the paints for the teams.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on your second place finish there, Mark. Nothing to hold your head down about. Get them next week.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Alrighty, Tony, you have the 33 machine.
Trey Whitehead, all things considered, especially with how this race ended, you can't be too disappointed coming home with a podium finish.
Yeah, definitely not disappointed. Obviously, you guys talked to me at the end of the first stage. Huge long run speed in this car. Really glad to be able to get some extra stage points. I think I missed out on some stage points in stage 2. I got caught up in an incident and was stuck near the back of the pack. But yeah, I mean, I think we were one of the fastest cars on the track, if not the fastest. Obviously, Chris had a really fast car, and yeah, that late strategy, I just had to come in and get tires and hope that a lot of people went with me, and they did. There was only 8 cars separating me and the leader, and I was just kind of, full speed at that point, hoping the seas parted. Had a little bit of contact with the 85, but we were able to get up to second, and I thought the caution was going to play in our favor, and coming out of 2 on that final green white checkered, I got loose, and at that point it was just a battle of trying to stay in second and ultimately finish third. But yeah, definitely not disappointed here.
Well, we were kind of banking on if Tate didn't pinch you off, you definitely had the speed on those fresher tires. But congratulations to both you and your brother putting both cars in the top 10 here tonight. So, moving into next week, what are your thoughts going into that one?
Well, if you have the schedule pulled up, do you mind reminding me what is next week?
I was hoping you knew.
Yeah. Well, while I'm gonna chit chat real quick, I can just go take a quick
Let me
gander.
pull this up
It
here.
is Watkins Glen.
Oh, okay. So
My home
not
track.
great. Yeah, not great, but we're a ascending road course driver. I think we can, if we can keep it clean like we did the first half of the race tonight, I think we can get a solid top 5, top 10 out of there. So, the mindset early on in this run was a little different. I know you guys are fairly new. I used to be kind of, full throttle from the get-go, and tonight we kind of just took it easy and rode around and had the long run speed we needed. And so hopefully, that translates to next week, and we can just kind of ride it out and take what we can get and see what we can get. So yeah, definitely the speed here is definitely going to help the confidence for me and, like you said, my brother, both getting top 10s. Not necessarily my best track, but I did feel really fast tonight, and he was pretty quick as well. So yeah, we'll see if that translates next week.
Well, you also led a ton of laps here tonight, so congratulations on that. But Trey, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Looking forward to seeing what you can do next week at Watkins Glen. Best of luck to you then, sir.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, so
I think it's time to go over our results here.
I
and let's send her
dare
off.
say you're right. Let me figure out how I need to pull this up here.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. We're we're a little slow right now.
Come on. Come on.
And while we're waiting right here, I want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching every lap of that race there. We had a strong viewership tonight, and I appreciate it.
There we go. So coming home with a victory tonight, Chris Tate, after going a lap down early, great recovery drive for him. Mark Gonzalez battling back as hard as he needed to after having some major issues in the mid-race, coming home in second. Trey Whitehead just able to claw and scratch his way back into the top 3. Kyle Spees, your points leader coming into tonight. You're going to leave here with the points lead coming home in 4th. Dylan McDonald in 4th. Bryce Cobbler in 5th. 7th going to Brock Whitehead. Chris Wheeler in 8th. Nick Biddy in 9th. 10th going to Alfred Denny in the Deuce. 11th goes to Robert Lorenz. And rounding out our top 12, Joseph Davidi.
Alrighty, we got our pole sitter in 13th place, Jeffrey Vickery, in the number 21 machine. 14th is your league owner, Chris Hubka. 15th, Zach Woods in the number 60. Wes Fuller in that 35 machine is P16. 17th is Kyle Gartner, number 49. 18th is Wally Babb. As we scroll down the results right here, we will keep on going. We have 19th, Mike Zabanowski. Apologies to the whole entire race. We have number 20, the 39 of Ron Gartner. 21st, Mike Corview. 22nd, Kevin Gibney Jr. 23rd, David Modespo. 24th, Daniel Miglin. 25th, Charles Whitehead. 26th, Vernon Reese.
Nick Bianco coming home in 26th. Jonathan Leach, 27th. 28th, Charles Whitehead. Christian Ruse did not start. And Greg Woods, thank you so much for being up in race control tonight. So that is going to do it for us here from the Last Great Coliseum. We will be back next week from the Glen. Looking forward to seeing how that one races out. As I love me some Armco with my racing, as we say around here. But I think it's going to do it for us tonight. Be sure to join us tomorrow night for the USRA TNT Truck Series as they bring their next round to the Charlotte Roval. That's going to be an interesting one. But that is going to do it for us tonight. Mr. Tannenall, thank you for joining me in the booth. Remember, folks, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you that as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.